welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market Garden Life, where today we're looking at this specimen, which you're probably thinking, oh God, he's been digging in the weeds again. He brought some weeds into the house. No. The scientific name of this plant is Avena sativa, or as it's commonly known in the trade and sold in seed packets right about now, as it's spring, catgrass. This is actual show enough catgrass. Now, there are a couple of species that are called catgrass, but this is the one that humanity understands the best, and possibly has been cultivating the longest, next to its cousin wheat. But anyway, it's in the Poaceae family, which is the grass family. Real grasses. There are real grasses with real physical traits that group them together, and then there are things that are called grass that aren't grass, like lemongrass, which I don't believe is actually in the Poaceae family, even though it's called grass because it looks like a grass. I digress. Anyway, by the way, the family name used to be Germinaceae at one point, and then it changed to Poaceae, sort of like how the aster family, which is now Asteraceae, used to be Compositae. Yeah, I know. Botanical Latin's wacky like that. You get old enough books and you're going to see multiple different name changes. It's just how it be. Well, anyway, Avena is oats in Latin, and sativa means cultivated. Cultivated oats. Yeah, it's those oats. The ones that come out of the thing that you make oatmeal out of. The ones you see on bread crusts and in bread. It's oats. Actual eating oats. The oats that you would eat from Quaker. Yeah, who knew? Mind blown, am I right? Yeah. So, it's a direct natural ancestor of the original oats cultivated by human beings in the Fertile Crescent. So this plant has some history on it. This is a refinement of a refinement of a refinement. Talk about progress. Now, you can grow it in USDA zones 4 through 10. It is considered an annual. I mean, this plant will live long enough to flower, seed, and do all the things a plant does in its life cycle. These were sown as seeds last fall, and actually they were in 2 separate trays. These are actually 2 different clusters. And I moved them to this bowl because Mischief was just deforesting the heck out of him. I mean, he went through his vegan phase aggressively. But anyway, cat vegan phase. That's a funny mental picture. But anyway, they prefer a soil pH of 5 to 7.0, but will tolerate pHs as low as 4.5. Their exposure is partial to full sun, but they need regular irrigation to do their best. I mean, if you're going to grow them just for microgreens or leaf greens for your cat, it doesn't really matter. As long as they get a decently sunny window and, you water them like a thirsty houseplant, that's it. You don't even have to fertilize, even though these guys have received from some fertilizer for their own benefit. So that Chompy McChomperson over there will actually have something to chew on. Now, let's see. So, their height on paper can be up to 5 feet. But it's ready when you're growing it for cat or microgreens. It's ready to go at 2 to 4 inches, which is about where this is. And I'm sure he's going to stick his face in this later. The width can be 2 to 6 inches per individual plant, even though they're typically sown in clusters as the grass do. This plant is also commonly known as common oat, oats, and cultivated oats, which, I mean, that's not a surprise. Now, it has a compound in it called anins, which is similar to, that's hard to pronounce, gliadin. Gliadin, yes, I'm sure he has a magical carpet and flies around on Arabian Nights. But anyway, gliadin in wheat and can trigger celiac disease, which is interesting. Oats and wheats are not that far removed from each other, so that's not really much of a surprise. Anyway, there are a few plants called catgrass. Actually, if you carefully look, they should include a scientific name on the packet when you buy catgrass. Some vendors actually sell buckwheat as catgrass, and there are a few other members of the Poaceae family that cats can eat. Now, why do they eat it? Well, it adds vital nutrients to them. It allows them to absorb nutrients better. It also helps regulate digestive, let me put it this way, gastrointestinal function. I'm not going into any, that's the end of that. That's going to its end. We're not dumping on that topic anymore. I'm going to flush that one. Sorry, I got corny there. Anyway, now, nutritional info for you. Per 100 grams, oats contain, and that's talking about the oat part that you would eat would be the seed. And typically when you get the quick oats, it's the seed's been smushed and dehulled. That's why it looks like that. But anyway, per 100 grams, 66.3 grams of carbs, 11.6 grams of fiber, 6.9 grams of fat, 16.9 grams of protein. Now for vitamins, there's going to be a list. Vitamin B1, 0.763 milligrams. B2, 0.139 milligrams. B3, 0.961 milligrams. B5, 1.349 milligrams. Calcium, 54 milligrams. Iron, 5 milligrams. Magnesium, 177 milligrams. Manganese, 4.9 milligrams. I have no idea what you use manganese for in your body, but it's on every nutritional list, so whatever. Phosphorus, 523 milligrams. So you're definitely getting your phosphor. Crunchy. 429 milligrams of potassium. Who the hell needs bananas? Am I right? And 4 milligrams of zinc. And that's not all, but these are the large amounts that are worth mentioning specifically. So as you can see, oats are useful for you. They're useful for your fluffy friends. In fact, dogs may enjoy cat grass too. So consider that as well. Anyway, I mean, honestly, would you rather your dog eat grass that you cultivated so you know what's in it as opposed to some random grass that something could have crapped on like an hour ago? Or peed on? Yeah. Anyway, so that's cat grass for you. And it's an interesting plant. It's technically, in this case, a houseplant, even though it would be something you could find growing out in the field somewhere. Researching this was very interesting. I had no idea cat grass was actually just basic oats. At least the type I got. Now, this type I purchased via seed packet on a seed rack from a company called Botanical Interest, and I do recommend them. Their seed packets are very colorful. They hand draw stuff. It's amazing. And then on the outside of the packet, there's information, but when you peel the side of the packet open, there's info on the inside of the packet. I mean, it's great, and they have a great selection. No, I was not paid to say any of this. I'm just saying. That's where this came from. These little seedlings have been alive since last year, and they're doing just fine. Plus or minus Captain Nibbles over there, who's trying to act innocent, and it's not working. But anyway, as always, folks, if you have any thoughts on cat grass, you use a different type of cat grass? Or did you know that cat grass, any of the cat grasses were actually just common oats? Please leave a comment. I love to hear what you think. And, if you like this video, please hit like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And check out the Forge blog. This week, or thereabouts, we have 3 topics up. And it is Venus Looking Glass, Armenian blackberries, and the third one is Poaceae, annual bluegrass, this plant's cousin. So you're going to find out some interesting stuff. Now, I don't know if you could eat Poaceae. I wasn't able to find any information. Venus Looking Glass, also unknown. You can definitely eat you some Armenian blackberries, and they're everywhere in the sandhills, apparently. So there's that. So with that said, as always, folks, keep them growing. Thanks for watching. See you next time.